Hey guys, I just wanted to give you a quick city tour of Siem Reap, the city I'm at in Cambodia, which is the second largest city. And I'm also going to give you my first impressions while this is being played over that video. So I'm going to talk about 7 things. So I want to talk about immigration, some of the local sites, the vibe, the weather, money, food, and women. So let's start with immigration. So first off, when I took AirAsia over here, they said it was required to fill out your e-visa ahead of time. They actually didn't check anything when I was at the airport, but the process was so simple online, and it matches exactly with the kiosk booth that I saw in the videos that you fill out when you arrive. So you can do it either way, but it's so easy just to do it online. And they don't really ask you for anything too intrusive. It's pretty basic info they're asking. And then you'll get like a QR code that you need to print out and bring with you to immigration. So anyways, when you enter the immigration area off from the airport, it's really unique and different than anything I've experienced before. So it's kind of a trip. So I'll tell you my mistake that I made first. So at first, there's 2 sides. There's a right side and a left side, and I really didn't know what was going on the right side. Everything on the left side looked familiar, where you just see an immigration officer and they all have their booths and people lining up. So I went right over there, and the guy's asking me, well, what's your visa? I'm like, well, I'm here to get a visa. It's like visa on arrival. He's like, no, you have to have the visa. And so we're like back and forth. And then finally it clicked that he's like, you have to go over there to go get your visa. And some other people, some other locals, I guess, said, yeah, go fill out the visa on the other side. So basically there's a left side and a right side. If you go to the right side, that's where you actually go pay for your visa. You could choose your tourist visa or E-type visa for business or ordinary. And on the paper they have 2 options, you know, that the officer there is pointing you to, like, which one do you want? And I wanted the ordinary visa, which is like a longer term stay one. Because a 30 days tourist visa is not what I wanted. You can only extend that one time and then you have to go. And but it says for the e-visa, it says business. And so they'll question you, like, well, why do you want the business one? I said, no, I don't want to do any business. I just want the ordinary. So anyways, the tourist visa is 30, the E-type visa is 35, and then you give them your passport. You know, they'll give you a receipt, and it says what type of visa it was, and then you hand over the cash to pay in dollars. And then from there, you take that receipt and your QR code that you got from your e-visa online registration thing, and you take that to the immigration officer. And then what he will do is just look at your passport, look at that QR code, and he really, I don't know, it was so quick. He just basically said, put your 2 thumbs down, get your 2 thumb scan. And I'm not even sure if he even took a picture. So it all happened so quick. And then I looked at my passport book on the pages. I'm like, did I get a stamp or anything? So you get no stamp. And so I'm like, well, when does this expire? So when you fill out your e-visa thing too, online, just go ahead and give them your email address, because what they'll do is they'll send you, you know, an official document that says, you know, you've been allowed to stay, and it says for how many days, and so you have that as kind of like your documentation. And yeah, then I walked out, and the first thing I did was I got a SIM card. It was like 3 different cell providers, and I just used Smart, which is one I heard is the good one. And I think I paid like it was either, I think you have an option for like $6 or $8, and I think the $8 one that I got was like, it's kind of overkill, but I didn't know how good my internet was going to be around here. It's 60 gigabytes for the whole month, and it's just data, no voice calls, but you can get text. So I did that, and then the taxi from the airport to downtown here into the center was only $20. You can take a bus, and I heard from somebody else that if you take the $8 bus, they give you like a free tuk-tuk ride to your hotel, which I thought was a separate price. So it's not a bad deal. I think it just takes a little bit longer and it's not as comfortable. I don't know, $20 for me was no big deal, and I knew I'm going directly to my hotel. and that was the end of story. So that went well. So let's see what's next here. All right, so this was crazy. So let's talk about some of the sites. So I picked a good spot. Like I researched the area that I wanted to stay in ahead of time, and I knew everything was very close. I didn't realize how close everything was. So it's like I have all these places bookmarked on my Google Maps that I want to go see, or that I'm familiar with, that I've seen other people vlog about, and as soon as I like walked down the street and I took a left into like the main area, I just started seeing everything that I started seeing in videos, like immediately. I'm like, how is this, how is this possible? I'm like thinking everything is like, you know, I might see one or two things here, and then you gotta get like a tuk-tuk, or you know, it's gonna be like on the other side of the city, and then maybe this thing's gonna be on the other side of the city. But everything is like so close, like 5 minutes. Everything's like within 5 minutes or 15 minutes at the most, walking distance. And if you need to hire or just get a tuk-tuk, it's only $1, you know, to do like a kilometer run in any direction. So that's super cheap, convenient too. And yeah, I mean the city, the way it's set up, it's definitely, like I said, everything is like within a kilometer. So you know, that radius of everything that you need to go see is just, everything's super convenient. And you could rent a bicycle here, rent a scooter too for the day. The scooter is like $8, the bike is like maybe 5 or 6. And they'll take either your passport or your driver's license. Some just only take your passport for the motorbike, but you could try that. And then the weather. So the weather was pretty wild. Like I've been spending my time in Bangkok, right? So I'm used to the warmer temperatures. Over there, it's always 32 C, which is about 90 degrees. And but in Bangkok, it's always kind of like pollution overcast. It's always like silver and gray skies. Like it's rare that you ever get a nice blue sky, clear sky. And it's pretty wild. So like over here, you got really blue skies. You don't see that same type of pollution overcast here. And the sun felt just so much stronger. And the temperatures are definitely hotter. It's like 5 degrees hotter here. So my first day, I was walking around for breakfast, kind of just like looking around. I mean, I spent like maybe no more than 45 minutes or maybe an hour at most, just kind of like walking around, looking at different things. And that first day, I got completely sunburned. Like my face was turning almost lobster red, and my neck was red. I'm like, what is this? What is this feeling I'm having? So it's like, yeah, I was shocked. Because in Bangkok, you can walk around all the time and never get sunburned. At least I didn't. And but here on the first day, in the first few hours, the sun hits harder here. It's very strong. So you definitely need to buy some sunblock, some sunscreen, and use that daily. So when you wake up, put a little bit of sunblock on your neck and face, and you should be fine. But yeah, I was kind of shocked that I got sunburned. You know, I never got sunburned in Bangkok. And so let's see, there's money. So money is interesting. So they use both the local currency, which is real, and the US dollars. And it's 4,000 real per $1. So there's a lot of math going on here where you either have to divide or multiply. So the easiest way to think about it too is like 20,000 real, there's like a 20,000 real note. That's $5. And if you look at it on like a 1,000 real, that's a quarter. So, you know, there was suggestions to go to like take your like $100 bill, you go to a supermarket and they'll give you cash back and break down into little money, right? And they'll do that for free because no street vendor or restaurant's gonna take a $100 bill. Or you could go to a bank. But then I just went ahead and I just asked the lady across the street at the money exchange how much she was going to charge me for converting my $100 bill. And she just said 1,000 real. So 1,000 real is a quarter. So if you have a 1,000 real bill, just give her 1,000 real and she'll give you 400,000 back in the local currency. And super easy. I'd rather just do the convenience of that than trying to go to the supermarket, which is a little bit of a distance away, and then trying to get them to give you the change and all that. So 1,000 for a quarter, that's a no-brainer. So I'm doing that. And then let's see the food here. The food is actually awesome. So I know the food was really good in Bangkok in terms of variety of, you know, the local Thai food and the Western food, other Asian food, and yeah, it was really good. Here, just as good. I don't want to say better, but it's just as good. It could be better. I don't know. There's so much variety here in terms of Western food. So let's first talk about the difference between Thai food and Cambodian food. So the plates, the menus look almost identical. The only difference is they use less chili in these in their food here. They don't like things as spicy. So that's a little different, but it still tastes really good. So if you don't like spicy food, Cambodian food is actually better for you. But if you want it a little spicy, just ask them to make it a little spicier. And then the Western food, they've got tons of like pizza places are very common here, hamburgers, steaks, pork chops, you know, all this stuff that you normally associate with Western food. They've got restaurants all over the place with that, like a lot of them. And then the prices are, oh my God, I can't even believe it. The meals I'm getting, they range from like $3.50 to $5, and they're like big plates, like really awesome dishes. And yeah, I mean, you could go super budget and do like under $3 easily. You know, if you want to do like the local Cambodian food. But if you want to do like, you know, some Western dishes and stuff, they're on the $3.50, $5 range. And then if you want to go even higher than that at a fancier restaurant, of course you can. But yeah, I mean, I'm averaging like $4, right, for my meals. And the food is excellent, quality is excellent, tastes delicious. And there's so many restaurants. I just hop into a different one each day and just check it out. Let's see what else. Okay, so now we're wrapping it up with women. So, you know, I came from Bangkok, Sukhumvit area, and it's just packed with, you know, all types of women, let's put it that way. But I just want to compare the two in terms of, just like I said, first impressions, because I haven't really gone out and tried talking to any of the local women here at all. Like, I just being friendly and social with people I interact with, just, you know, just kind of discovering this place. But I have noticed a few little things. So Thai women are definitely into beauty. So they'll get a lot of plastic surgery, they do a lot of skincare treatments, they like to keep their skin very white. You know, they wear a lot of makeup, they're into beauty and fashion and all that stuff, right? So like the city girls. And then here in Siem Reap, it's completely different. So over here, you don't see girls with nose jobs. You don't see the skirts and the dresses. A lot of the women walk around with pants on and covering their feet and all that stuff because the sun is very strong. They don't wear too much makeup. They're very natural, you know? It's almost like, it's weird because like in Bangkok there's a lot of head turners, like, you know, you'll see a lot of beautiful women, you're always turning your head, like checking them out. And then here there are women everywhere, but I'm not really looking around too much. I don't want to say they're invisible, but I just don't really see them as in the same way. They don't really pop out at you. But yeah, I mean, everybody here is very polite and friendly, and so I don't know. I mean, my experiences have been fine with the men and the women. You know, Cambodian people have a reputation for being very sincere and sweet and humble and, you know, very polite, and it's pretty much true. So if you come here, you'll kind of see that when you're interacting with people in general. And yeah, so that's it. So let's let you enjoy the rest of the city tour. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.